How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having an exceptional day. I'm going to interviewing a great financial consultant and whatnot coming out of New York City. Just waiting on Mr. Cadet, but it's going to be very interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And hopefully, you guys are looking forward to it all as well. So yeah, he's about to come in. We're just waiting on a connection. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of great information. I watch his brother's videos all the time. A lot of great information. I have no complaints about that. A lot of great information. I've even learned something from him, and does from all financial levels, from credit repairs to consulting in regards to how one's supposed to invest their money, save their money, different investment vehicles, and things of that nature. So it's going to be a great conversation. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Got a little delay.
Peace.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good, man. Glad you can make it, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. Like I said, I share your videos for a reason. You inspire me every time you post something good, man. It's like I love to see kings promoting good content like that, especially when it comes to financial literacy and things of that nature. We need more people like you on this planet, man. Straight up.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Definitely. I
No
see what
problem
you're
at all.
doing
So,
too, man.
no, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it, man. So please tell everybody about yourself, man. Where you from? How you got started and all that good stuff.
So you guys hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cadet, 27 years old. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. Um, you know, I go by financially Fred. That's what people call me. That's my tag name. And
Love that, man. I love
basically, my
that.
goal is just to bring financial awareness and literacy to the community because this is something that we didn't have, and that's what pretty much got me into it. Um, I started off just wanting to know more about credit because this was something that was always spoken in a negative way. I
Mm.
had family members that always said, oh, I stay away from credit. Credit is bad. And I only use cash. And I'm like, why? I just never understood why, you know.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. That's what I used to always hear. Or somebody be like, yeah, my credit is terrible. I stay away from it.
I mean, you can't really make
Yeah,
any moves in this country if you're not utilizing credit. Correct me if I'm
exactly.
wrong.
No, absolutely. So this what was an eye opener to me. So I remember a couple years ago. This is like around 2016. I went to a Robert Kiyosaki. He had a Rich Dad Poor Dad seminar. You know those free 2 hour seminars he had.
Oh yeah, been to
I
him. Yeah.
went, yeah, I went to one of those, and that just changed my whole perspective. Cause I was like, wow, these people got rich and wealthy off of using the bank's money, off of
Mm-hmm.
using other people's money. And then I'm like, wow, how you able to get other people's money? Ah, good credit.
Mm.
And then that was when it's like, okay, this is how you attain wealth by having good credit, because with that, you have a lot more purchasing power than cash.
Absolutely. So that was the number one thing that stood out to you from that seminar.
Yes,
Yeah, because most people don't realize that that's how most people get rich in this country, by utilizing other people's money. Even the Jeff Bezos and the Robert Kiyosaki's and et cetera, they continuously use other people's money all the time on a regular basis and
exactly.
whatnot. Did you actually sign up and take the weekend seminar and whatnot, or did you just go for the 2 hours?
No, I went for the 2 hour, and then I got into the 3 day course, the 3 day workshop.
Okay. How was it for you? Because I took mine, but that was like 2 years ago. It was actually interesting.
No, for me, it was definitely a life change. It changed my whole mindset because that was where I learned about like the four quadrants, like
Oh,
the
okay, gotcha.
employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. That was
Hmm.
where I learned it. I mean, not saying I applied it right away because I didn't. I didn't apply it right away, but it was all in
Right.
the back of my mind. And then I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that
And
is
I
so
was like,
true. it was definitely a life-changing situation for me. And then to think, my biggest thing I still talk to people from that 3-day seminar and whatnot, because we just because it's hard to find like-minded people like yourself nowadays. So like when you can find them, you definitely want to hold on to them as much as possible.
Absolutely. And
You know.
I still have connections with the instructor,
Oh, is that right?
with the person, yeah, with the instructor who was teaching the course.
Okay,
And
so it
we
kind
still
of became like a
connected
mentor
on
for you.
Facebook and things. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I'm
I'm
talking about.
seeing what he's doing, so
I know that's right. Hey, we all like to work smart, not hard nowadays. You know what I mean? Let's just call it what it
exactly.
is. What
And
do you
then
think
I
is
was
the
just
biggest? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. What were you gonna ask me?
I was just going to say, what in your personal and professional opinion, what do you think is one of the biggest financial problems that you're seeing nowadays, especially within the COVID-19 economy?
Hmm. The biggest problem I see is people just want to remain in the state of ignorance.
Mm, I can believe
So yeah, because during this time, many people were laid off their jobs.
that.
Many people were at home. Many people had to stay home to watch their children because school was out and people were at home. So I feel like that time should have been the time where you understand like learn a skill, learn a trade, get into the market, or just learn
Right.
about finances. Something that can help elevate you, because a lot of people get complacent with just having a job. And
Hmm.
I don't blame them because that was the way we were conditioned. Like, we were conditioned our whole life, even myself. I come
Hmm.
from a Caribbean background, and
Right.
the definition of success was to go to school, get a degree, and have a job in what you went to school for.
Right. Right.
But we know that's not doing it anymore, because look at what happens. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that have all these degrees, but yet still not making the amount of money that they need to sustain.
That's real. That's
And
real.
we're not even talking about all the debt that they acquired from going to school. That's another story. So
Especially nowadays, it's like it's gotten crazy, man. Student loan debt. Like they had to, I think, what is it? They've been doing so much forgiveness for the loans and whatnot because most people just can't pay it back.
yeah, they can't pay it back, because remember, when they paying back the student loans and they're on these plans, most of the money is going towards the interest, not even the principal.
Thank you.
So I know people that's been paying loans for years, and they still owe basically what they started with.
It's
And
like
I'm just
they
like,
putting people on a hamster wheel for the rest of their lives, you know?
yeah. And I'm like, man, I don't want to live like that.
No, no, I'm good. I saw that
But
route, and that's
yeah,
definitely
but
not for me. It's like I went to school. I had to take another route because I'm just like I'm not going to be $100,000 to $200,000 in debt just for a piece of paper. It
exactly,
costs
just
me
for a piece of
$100.
paper to hopefully get a job that I went to school for. Hopefully.
I love how
That's
you do
not
it.
even guaranteed.
Hopefully,
Yeah, hopefully.
because this is no. It's like you said, we were conditioned a certain way because of the old economy. The new economy is, various amounts of things. You have to think differently outside of the box. You can't be conditioned anymore because if you are, like you said, you might be staying at home, but you might not be getting paid while you're staying at home. You know,
Exactly.
and like
So
you said, you need more people to take more advantage of more free time that they have now. Learn something that's going
right.
to elevate them, and not just
And
binge on Netflix.
exactly. And I remember there was a post that I put up, and I got a lot of flack for it. But basically, I was telling it as it is, because so many people were getting an extra $600 a week from unemployment,
Right.
a lot more than they would have gotten at their regular job.
Hmm.
So the lack of money wasn't the issue, because now with that extra $600 a week plus the stimulus checks
Yep.
and all of that stuff and the SBAs and everything like that, you had the capital.
Exactly.
But now it's just, what do you do with the capital?
Most of them they went shopping. I mean, they just made Amazon and Netflix more. It's just
Yeah, it was Netflix, you know, bought 1942 and
it's
all
just
that stuff.
I don't know
So
I mean, the whole purpose of the stimulus check was to stimulate the economy, but nobody thought about stimulating their own economy. That's a sad.
Exactly.
But they
Right.
don't have
So
that mindset. Because they said, well, this is the first time in history, U.S. history, that more people were making more money on unemployment than they were their own job. Usually it's vice versa.
yeah, exactly. But vice versa, because unemployment, you get a certain percentage of what you were making every week, and
Exactly.
now they giving you an extra $600 on top of what you were making.
Exactly. And if you add that up every month, I mean, come on now.
Come on, like. So I'm like, you can't tell me you don't have the capital.
Exactly. And
You
now,
know,
and not only
so
that, now it's like one of the best times to buy some land or some property anywhere in the country right now.
yeah, buy some land,
You
coming
know, you
together.
finance your house.
And there's multiple ways to do it. Cause like what I do, I analyze different cultures and like
Right.
different families, and I'm just like the Asians, right? When they come
Mhm.
here, it's a bunch of them
Yep.
in one house or whatever it is when they first come to, but they put all of their money together and
Yes.
then they create something. Like I see a lot of them, picking up bottles,
Hmm.
recycling and stuff like that. And it's a group of them that does it, but they all put their money together collectively and own something.
Exactly. And they just continuously do it. You notice you see that with every culture, but us.
Yeah, but us,
Every
yeah, we just so divided.
they'll buy a house, they'll buy a business, they'll buy a truck, and it's all, and then they open a corporation together.
Yeah, exactly.
They
They all
literally
got
share
multi.
everything. Everybody else works in the corporation. Then when somebody else gets the game and they're like, okay, I want to do it on my own. Okay, cool. You know how to do it. Now open up your own, and this is what you do. You hire your family members again, and it's
Right,
like
exactly. Get
it's
your
a,
people on first.
exactly. It's a continue, and I don't see a problem with that. It's like, hey, we just need to adapt that model. It's not a crazy thing because it works.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, that's why. What is it? They said that's why the Chinese will never get gentrified out of New York because they own half of it. So
They got their own towns. Look how many Chinatowns they
you can't
have.
gentrify anybody out of a city if they own it.
Exactly.
Let's call it what it is. How's everything been up there since you up there in New York, man? Is things calming down a little bit? I mean, how is it? How's everything now?
No, it's calmed down a lot from like 2 months ago.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
that's good.
calmed down a lot. It's back to the way it is. Everybody still taking safety measures, with COVID
Right,
and everything, wearing a
got you.
mask, everything like that. But it's definitely been a lot better since the the murder of Breonna Taylor George Floyd, because
That's
around
true.
that time it was insane.
Well, yeah, my uncle lives in the Bronx, and he was telling me, man, it's getting special up there. So I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So, why do you think so many people are always so skeptical about financial professionals such as yourself?
Um, in my honest opinion, I feel like it's because we've been conditioned to think a certain way for so long.
Mm,
So now, a lot of people don't believe or don't realize that they can change their situation, or
right.
they have the ability to, or just have that opportunity in front of them.
Hmm.
So, because a lot of times that idea or that logic is never presented to them.
That's true.
So you know how sometimes when you condition a certain way for so many years, and when somebody tries to give you new information, you're not as receptive to it.
That's true.
You know.
True.
So I
They
think that,
everything is a scam nowadays.
yeah. So that plays a huge factor. And every time we see somebody successful try to put us onto something new where we can potentially make this, we always think it's a scam or
That's
too good to
true.
be true.
Hmm. I
You know
mean,
how many times people hit me up, or like I posted something and the first thing they say, "Nah, man, I hope this not a scam because I've been scammed before." And I'm like, bro,
you got to be kidding me, man. Come on.
yeah. Oh, I've gotten that quite a few times, and I'm like, listen, I have my page, I have my business established for so many years, for like two and a
Right.
half, almost 3 years now. My whole government name, all my information is on there. You really think I'll be scamming you?
I mean, let's call it what it is, because if so, then they could report you just like that.
Just like that, exactly.
Not like you're just some guy in the street trying to hustle people and whatnot. And,
Exactly.
and speaking of which, please tell everybody about your business and what you guys do and all that good stuff.
Okay, so I am a credit specialist. We help restore credit for you to get approved for homes, uh, finance loans for cars, business loans, etc. And the way the process works is, as opposed to other credit restoration companies, we're gonna dispute every single negative item you have in your report at once to create that quick turnaround. So typically, with our method, our clients typically start to see some type of results or progress anywhere within 45 to 90 days.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
And what makes us so unique is that we offer what we call a protection plan membership. So what that entails is 12 additional services that we offer while you're getting your credit restored. While you're in that process, you have access to an online budgeting tool where we help you manage your finances and your spending. We have a debt payoff system where we help you save a lot of money on interest rates and pay off any outstanding debt faster. Um, for those who have to build credit, we partner with First Progressive Bank, so you can establish a secure credit card to build your credit a little more that way. Um, we help you protect your identity with our identity monitoring system. We're partner with Privacy Armor, so a lot of times when people get their credit restored or they get in the 700s, 750s, or whatever, they tend to become victims of identity theft. This has
Yeah.
happened before, so automatically, our goal is to prevent that. We have credit attorneys available to you at any given time in a case where collection agencies try to use illegal tactics or things that they're not supposed to do to try to collect debt from you. You can always consult with our credit attorneys on that behalf, and they'll be able to help rectify that matter. Just the other day, this collection agency was doing, tactics that they're not supposed to, and one of them consulted with our credit attorneys. They did a settlement. She was able to get back $1,000.
Oh, nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
What kind of tactics do these agencies usually use?
okay, so
Scam people.
they call you. They call you late nights or early mornings. They're not supposed to contact you before 8 and after 7, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah, after 7. So anytime after that, they're not supposed to be contacting you. So usually they'll call, they'll harass you, they'll say, if you don't pay this, then we're gonna do this, this, and this. They're not supposed to do that.
Got you. Got you.
You know, and a lot of times when I tell people you don't gotta respond to it, but if you do answer the phone, don't agree to any debt, don't make a verbal agreement to pay anything. Just say, send this to me in writing and hang up the phone.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Make it official. Because you
Yeah,
never know.
make it
You could be talking, like you said, you could be talking to a scam artist.
exactly. So I'm
You
like,
know.
yo, let me see this in writing. Because a lot of times what happens is people fall so like, and these credit agencies know that. They
I
know
know.
if you offer a settlement, oh
Uh,
man, these people so quick to pay that. And I'm like, no, because I had a few clients that were in the credit repair process, and then they called me. They said, hey, listen, I got a call from this collection agency. They're asking for a settlement. Should I pay it? I'm like, if you do that, you just defeated the whole purpose of us disputing those negative items for you.
mm-hmm.
Like that just defeated the whole purpose.
Yeah, and they're paying you for that specific service, so let you guys do what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
And I know you guys can get some strange cases and whatnot because I know people, especially within the last 10 years, people have been having so many crazy credit issues. It's ridiculous. Especially I know with student loans being one of the biggest ones. On top of that,
absolutely.
wrong,
Student
you know,
loans is
probably your
something.
biggest business right there.
Yeah, a lot of people got student loans, but the thing is, student loans can be removed from your report. I'm gonna make this very clear for the audience.
Mhm.
Student loans can be removed from your report, but depending on the loan it is, because sometimes you have private loans and then you got federal loans.
Got you.
Federal loans, the like the delinquency or the late payments and stuff on student loan can be removed. Yes,
Hmm.
that's true. However, you are still responsible for that debt.
Got you. Got you. And that
Like,
makes that
yes,
makes sense.
the whole thing is for it not to show up on your report as a negative.
Right, right. So that when you
That's
apply
the whole point.
for a house, you know,
Exactly. That's
that makes
not that's not hindering you. But yeah, student loans, if it's a Fed loan, you got to pay that no matter what.
no
Whether
matter what.
it's student loan forgiveness, payment plans, or whatever the case may be, you have to pay that because that's the only thing you cannot file a bankruptcy for.
Got you. Yeah, I know they made it. They made sure of
They
that.
made sure of that even if you file bankruptcy. Because think about it. Let's think, if that was the case, you know how many people would do that?
Yeah, you're right.
If I'm $200,000 in debt in student loans, listen, let me do a chapter 7. Let me wipe this off.
Well, it's funny now that
Oh.
people, a lot of people have been trying to leave the United States before COVID. They've been leaving the United States trying to not pay their student loans. But I think what is it? If they find out that you're in a specific country and whatnot, they'll revoke your passport, or they won't even allow you to apply for a U.S. passport if you're not paying your student loans regularly. I heard that's
Oh
the new
wow!
yeah, because
I didn't even know that.
a lot of people moving to Africa and then back to the Caribbean or to Europe, or Central South America, and they just like the heck with it. I'm not trying to pay nothing. It's kind of like with the stimulus. If you had back child support, you wasn't gonna get it. Your kids are gonna get it. So it's
Oh
just
man.
now I see you guys work on tax liens and foreclosures. Now, do those show up on people's credit report and whatnot?
Yes.
Okay, I figured that was the
Yes,
case,
it does.
especially a
Mhm.
foreclosure. I didn't think a tax lien would.
Yeah, it's actually too.
Oh wow. So what do you think outside of student loans? What do you think is the biggest thing that you guys had to do in regards to fixing people's credit?
Wait, repeat that. You said besides the student loans, like what other?
To me, I think student loans is probably number one when it comes to your customers' issues. But what do you think is on the number two level when it comes to the biggest credit issues that you see facing most people nowadays?
Oh, I've seen a lot of people that have like typical like charge offs or like regular collections, like phone bills that they didn't pay and stuff like that.
I can
That's
believe
one of
that.
the common. Yeah, that's one of the most common things I see.
That wouldn't surprise me, especially given news economic climate that we're in. When do you think people are going to start implementing financial education in their home like every other culture is doing nowadays? Or that have been doing?
I don't know. What I say, I'm not gonna. What I say is this. I think I think we're in the right direction because a lot more people that look like us have that financial awareness. They're aware of what's going on, and I'm coming across a lot more people that's on it
Thank God.
than before. Before it was just so many people that was just in a state of ignorance. Like me, I was in that state too.
Oh yeah,
So
same here.
I
I'm
don't
good
I don't
charge.
knock anybody. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just thought, hey, if I have a nice paying job, then life's gonna be good, and I don't have to do nothing else. And once I start this and get into real estate and selling products, and I started seeing my tax return looking a lot better and different when I got that W-2 status. I was like, man.
yeah. That's it. I used to think like, man, I get my degree, I get a job in the healthcare field, social work, whatever. I'll make a little 80, 90,000, get my job. Or if that don't work, I get a city job for 25
Mhm.
years and that's it.
Yeah, 'cause
I
like you
get a
said,
house.
you thought.
Yeah, I get one house, get a house and a car, I'm good.
Right, right. You see that it's a total 180, especially after you went to that seminar. Because I went to the
Yeah,
Robert Saki one, I went to Than Merrill, REI
yeah,
Mentor, and I
yeah.
just
I went to Merrill too. I was there too.
I didn't do
Yeah,
the 3-day course. I just went to the two. Well, no, actually, I did do the 3-day course. I'm talking about the other one.
yeah.
But,
Now I did
but
the 3-day course for that too, but I more so did it to network.
yeah, same here. Same here.
'Cause
Hmm.
that room was, oh man, it's probably like I don't even know that 3-day course. It probably had like 600, 700 people in the room.
Oh yeah, I believe it. I believe it. That was like
It
you said.
was a lot of people.
That was a
Yeah,
network.
great for network because I know a lot of people in there are already established in real estate and
Hmm.
have things going on or have certain businesses. Yeah, it's just a great room to be with like-minded people.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I seen you've been with all the big dogs around the way, man. I seen you with Dr. Umar Johnson. I like this brother's all
Yeah,
over the place.
it's funny. When I spoke to him, I thought he was all up. He was like he needed some help with his credit.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Yeah, that you gotta talk to somebody like you. You know, he's very intelligent, but
Yeah,
all got areas we gotta work on, right?
definitely. He actually gave me his personal number. He was like, "Yo, listen, man, contact me if anything." But
Okay.
I know he's moving around a lot, so it's hard to get in touch with him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's just
Yeah, you ain't
be realistic about it.
exactly. But it
At
was
the end of
still great to have that conversation because man, those are like me and one of my partners. We always used to talk about that. We used to always watch these guys on YouTube, and it's like, damn, one of these days I could just meet these people in person.
right.
And last year it was just started happening. I was just like, wow.
Do you think today's new climate is actually hurt those kind of opportunities? Do you think those opportunities are still there, available? Because so many events have been canceled due to COVID-19 and whatnot.
Right.
It seems like it's harder to network with people.
Yeah. So this is the power of social media.
True.
Power
And
of
you're right.
social media. Everything now is online. So I don't think, yeah, it may not be as simple, but it's definitely possible. And I feel like, you know, if you really want to network with these people, just reach out on social media or get in these. There's a lot of these Facebook groups that they're in or that they created.
That's true.
That's a way to get your foot in the door too.
I didn't even think about it because yeah, this is just. I mean, it was already the new norm, but I think it's becoming the new norm even more so with more people because you have no choice now.
Exactly. You have
and,
no choice.
and people aren't trying to remain stagnated or nothing like that. So I can definitely
Right.
understand that and whatnot. Because I noticed there's been more virtual events and whatnot. Do you see yourself going to any more virtual events, or even your company as a whole creating more virtual events and having any special speakers or anything of that nature?
Absolutely. We do virtual events on a daily basis.
Oh, is that right?
Just giving people the opportunity to understand the power of credit and finances and everything. We pretty much do it on a daily basis.
Is that okay? Nice. And are you
Yeah.
actually? Because I know a lot of people are becoming credit repair agents and whatnot. So are you mentoring people to do the same thing, giving them your life experiences and things of that nature?
Yes.
That's what I'm
I'm
talking.
bringing agents on board that I'm creating a team of people all over the United States, and just who wants to get into it and do the same thing. Because I
That's
was at a point, because I myself I was at a point like that also.
mm,
Well, I didn't really know much, and then I got around some mentors, some like-minded people, and they basically showed me the game. And
okay.
I stepped outside of my comfort zone, and then I was researching on other credit specialists who have influence, and then came across my guy Will Roundtree. You know, um,
Okay.
and then I got a chance to meet him in person too, and I learned a lot from him.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm
I
talking.
read I read his book. I got both of his books. I studied.
Mm,
And then that's how I started learning a lot about credit, learning the game. So, because when I first got started, I didn't know
mm,
much.
got you.
I was
Got
still new, and then I was like, I got to do my own due diligence. I got to read the books because I wanted to be at a point where I could be teaching the information, and people could look at me as an influencer.
That's what I'm talking about. And you're already there because every time I check a video, I was like, man, this guy's got. I got to share this. I'm like, this is on the money. What people need to hear. I speak from
Right.
my whatnot and from what I see and from what I do. But I love to get other people, especially other brothers, experiences and just put it out there because we need that good positive energy because the media is not going to put it out there. So the fact
Absolutely not.
and putting it out there on a regular basis, it's one, it's killing the stereotype, which I love, and then two, we need more people talking about finance, credit, annuities, stocks, bonds, gold, you name it, just as much as we love to talk about sports. It needs to be on that same level, in my personal opinion. You know,
Exactly. So me, I try to. I don't try to be an expert at everything
Right.
yet, but I try to like get get a little bit of everything,
I know
and I
that's
know just enough. So like when it comes to like the stock market stuff like that, I listen to Wall Street Trapper.
okay. I see. Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
Same.
like that's who I get my that's who I get most of my gems from. Like I purchased his course. I got his ebooks.
Mhm.
I tune in on every Tuesday when he do the lives.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and you mentioned the operative word by purchasing those courses because yeah, there's a lot of good information on YouTube. But when you really purchase those courses, you know you're going to take them more seriously and you're going to implement the information
Exactly.
you receive.
And then like I get into like the Facebook groups and stuff like that, and even like earn your leisure. I
Love them.
I
Yes,
pay close attention to that. I
every
love them. Oh
every
man,
Monday stocks.
but yeah, everything stocks and just finances. But what I like about what they do
Hmm.
is they tap into every area of finance, every
That's true.
component of finance, and they get like real estate people who
Hmm.
invest in like tax lien properties, who
Hmm.
do wholesaling, who
Yep.
do fix and flips or whatever the case may be. They had a credit guy up there too. Um, so it's just a variety that they offer. So that's why I love them, because they're really changing the culture with that.
They are. They
With
are.
their podcast, yeah, because a lot of times, the typical podcast with our people do is just about whatever's going on, like just a bunch of controversy and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Negative
That's not
stuff.
really
Yeah.
elevating it. So when they came up with this concept, I was like, man, this is it. I'm gonna subscribe to y'all YouTube channel. every time, every time a new episode drop, I'm on it.
Oh yeah, man. I because the funny thing is, I ran into them at LAX. I just they were just coming and I was leaving, and I just had to say, hey, what's up? I wasn't gonna be a crazy fan or nothing like that, but yeah, their podcast is on the money, and they're getting more. The crazy thing is they're getting more international. They just interviewed this brother from Nigeria, the recent podcast that they just had, and it was great.
Oh
And
wow,
from an international perspective, like you said, they touch every area of finance, and now they're going into
touch
the,
every area.
and I love that. Like, did you see the one with them and Damon Dash?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I was on
yeah.
there. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, I love Dave. That's my guy. I love David Dash, man. Just his mindset.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes, they say he come off arrogant and this, but I don't care, man. I love his mindset. I love
Oh
just that.
yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. The people don't
I got
realize
a
how
chance.
deep he is.
Yeah, definitely. I got a chance to meet him, pick his brain early in like January, when outside was open. Yeah,
How was that? I know that was an interesting conversation.
yeah, definitely.
So,
It's a great experience, man, and it's just different in person when when he understands what you do and he's telling you how to get there. Because I'm like, I see it, you know.
exactly. Exactly. The main thing I love about Dame is he always says he wants nothing but generals around him because he's a general, and if you're not a general, he wants you to have a mindset of a general so he can turn you into one.
Exactly, but a lot of people get caught up with the way he relays the message. Because
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, he comes off aggressive, and he's like,
Oh
"Yo,
yeah.
man,"
Oh
he
yeah.
make you, sometimes he can make you feel like you ashamed of yourself, and
Yeah.
sometimes you automatically gonna take it and be receptive to it.
True, that's true. But but the funny thing is, it's like, come on, you from New York, right? I got family in New York. That's just certain New Yorkers. They just got that. That's just how they come across. It ain't.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing because you always know at least where he's coming from. You know what I mean?
exactly,
So, and it just makes you want to do better. To me, it's like, don't coddle me. Let me know where am I screwing up at. What can I, work on? We all got something we can work on to do better. Even he says that about himself.
exactly.
know, let's call it what it is. So yeah, that mindset. We need more owners and builders in this world. We don't need more people to just want him to be a worker only. And that's what I love about his message. So I always give him love and respect on that one. Even if it's
Right.
rough and whatnot, it is what it is at this point. You ever seen the podcast called By the Hood? These brothers out of Philadelphia.
Nah, I'm not too familiar.
Okay, yeah, it's Matter of fact, they actually like my Facebook page. Brother Jimmy and brother Corey. They got. You should check them out. Look them up on YouTube or Facebook. They
Oh
got,
yeah, definitely.
they're big on the real estate flipping and stocks and whatnot. So, and they bought up like half of Philadelphia and the outskirts because Philadelphia is a big, especially on the tax lien aspects, which I'm going to check out.
Right.
I'm going up to Philly for that. But yeah,
I
it's a
keep
big.
hearing about these tax leads. I gotta tap in to
You
this.
got to get in, brother. Especially
I
in
hear it so
Baltimore and
much.
Philly. Okay,
Listen,
Baltimore. That's where the tax lien
we
market is at.
gotta, Larry, we gotta connect on that level, man. I got some capital that I was looking to, to invest and get into
Okay,
real estate. But sometimes it's about being around the right people and
absolutely,
people
absolutely.
who know what they're doing. So
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely got to connect on that because that's definitely where it's at. And given where you live at and whatnot, you're sitting right next to the two greatest melting pots for real estate.
yeah, but I hear about it so much.
Jersey, even Jersey.
Jersey, Philly, yeah. That's why I'm like, listen, I'm willing to do it, make these moves. you
Oh
know,
yeah. 'Cause
New
if
York
you-
ain't. New York is not it right now.
no, 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 no. I heard it's crazy. I read an article
Oh
about
my
becoming
god.
like a ghost town in a sense. They said like people moving out like crazy because of the whole virus and whatnot.
Yeah. True. And another thing is, it's just I don't know. It's not. I don't know. For me, it's not worth it because like just the other day, I was just scrolling through apartments. It's not even like condos and nothing. These are like regular apartments. I'm seeing
Mhm.
charging like 2,300 a month in rent. 24. I'm like, man, listen, I could go out. I could go elsewhere, own several properties with that, paying
Yeah,
monthly in a mortgage,
you
just
could. Real
owning,
talk.
So
Yeah, I mean, 'cause especially if you got into, so great example, if you bought property in Baltimore, Philadelphia, or even where I like to buy it at for rental properties in Reading, Pennsylvania and whatnot, you can get something for $25,000, $30,000, you know,
right,
cash money. You ain't got, all you got to worry about is the
yeah,
property and the insurance. So, you
yeah,
know,
just fix it up, do what you gotta do,
$900
and
a month. So that's what you're getting per place. So,
so I had a guy, a friend of mine, he went to a government auction in Detroit.
oh,
He
even
bought a
better.
property for yeah, he bought a property cash for $1,500. Then he put in about 16 grand to the like construction or whatever.
Right.
He rents it out. He rents it out to seniors. It's a 3 bedroom house. He
hmm
rents it out to seniors. And they pay about $300 a month each room.
hmm
So that's $900 he collects a month. And mind you, the property he paid for straight cash, so he doesn't even have a mortgage.
Exactly. Exactly. And the taxes in
So now all the
here.
money exactly. So all the money he's collecting, for the most part, the money he's collecting is cash flow.
Exactly. And the taxes that he's getting off it just because it's a rental property.
Yeah, because exactly.
So I
And
mean,
it's
it's like
seniors, so he knows he's getting his money.
exactly because I mean, it's funny that you mentioned Detroit because half the people that buy in Detroit are people that are from other countries right now. They coming
Yeah, because Detroit is
in
so.
the candy shop. So
I
you made the
seen
right
how
move on that
tore
one.
down that town was when I
Mhm.
was out there last August, and we just like drove by. Like every block you went to, at least half the block, the house was just abandoned. It's just a
Yep.
bunch of abandoned properties.
Yep. You can buy. I mean, you can darn near
Just
buy the
like
houses for $2 a piece and whatnot, as long as you got the money to fix them up. I mean,
yeah,
give
exactly.
it another, you give it another 10 years, I guarantee Detroit won't look as bad as it used to, and it look kind of like Cleveland and whatnot. And the people that
Right.
bought, they're the ones that are the most and
But
whatnot.
that was the same way Brooklyn was.
You're right.
Think of Brooklyn 20 years ago to compared to now.
You're right.
So
I mean, it's a crazy thing, but I always tell people if you're in a major city, I don't care where it is, buy something. I don't care where you.
right.
if you're in New York, if you can do it, fine. But I know New York is overpriced. You know, if you're in Detroit, you're in Cleveland, you're in Philly, buy something because Philadelphia is getting like Brooklyn now. That's the crazy thing.
Exactly.
You know, who would have thought? Like, you know,
Yeah.
Philadelphia and Brooklyn were kind of like the same world and whatnot as far as cost of living. Now look at it. You know,
Yeah. Now look.
exactly. What they correct me wrong. They said the Bronx is like the only area that's left that hasn't been gentrified in New York, right?
Yeah. Not yet. It's getting
Not
there
yet.
though. I'm seeing it.
Is
Not
that
yet.
right?
It's getting there. That's right. Because
So,
I see like the type of so I see like the residential properties that they're building and the buildings and stuff like that
right.
is more of like luxury apartments.
Mm, I should have known. Should
You know?
have known.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. You know, it's funny though. They said Long Island and Queens still hasn't changed as much as Brooklyn has and Harlem and whatnot. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I figured that was the case. You know,
Definitely true.
'cause I got family in Jamaica, Queens, near Jamaica Avenue, and then the last time I've been there, it seems like it hasn't changed that much and
Yeah,
whatnot.
nah, it's still pretty much the same.
You know, going through Brooklyn, I didn't recognize it like Red Hook and Flatbush. I didn't recognize it. I'm like,
Especially Flatbush. Bro.
I'm just like, okay, they made this look like an episode of Friends or something. I mean, what's going on? Or Glee? Just,
If you go to like Crown Heights, matter of fact,
uh-huh.
all those areas, man.
It's
Crown
crazy.
Heights, Bed-Stuy, yeah.
And I just imagine if you own a brownstone, it's probably worth what, $2 million or more.
You on a Browns now, like if you held on to it,
Yeah.
now, yeah, it's. But honestly, something like I wouldn't even sell it though.
Oh yeah, I ain't mad at you. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, we all know that's prime real estate. I mean, I might,
Yeah, that's
yeah, but no, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't sell it.
yeah,
That's just sitting on a gold mine. You know, whoever gets it, they're gonna make way more money off of it at the end of the day.
exactly.
So, what recommendations would you give to the average working person coming out of college, coming out of the military and whatnot, starting from scratch, you know, with a couple of dollars in their pocket? What advice would you give to them on the kind of financial education that they should get and things of that nature, or even before they go to college? What advice would you give them, given your experience?
To be honest with you, so it's funny that you ask me this question because I always think about this. You know, sometimes you always think back in retrospect, like, wow, what would I have done differently? If
Absolutely.
I if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have went to college.
Really? Why is that?
And I have 3 degrees. I have a master's, bachelor's, and associates.
Hey, look at you,
But
superstar.
but I would have took that same energy,
uh,
invested invested in that financial education. I would have got into real estate or really got heavy in the stock market and really learn that crap, or not even the foreign exchange market,
mm,
forex. I would have definitely got into that and really got savvy because that's where the real wealth is.
agreed.
See, a lot of times we could spend 4 to 7 years in school,
Hmm.
be patient just to land a job that's paying that's paying just enough for you to live.
That's
Because
true.
once your bills are paid, you're back to being broke. So I would have took that same energy I devoted into school and devoted it into something like that. Either the
Mm,
foreign exchange market, got into like I said, real estate, stocks, or maybe cryptos and stuff like that, and really learned that. Because once you become an expert at those things, I guarantee you'll be a multiple six-figure earner, if not a millionaire.
that is true. That is true, and that's it. And that's the advice you would give to them. Do you think? So now, today's new COVID economy. It's another crazy question. Do you think people always had this question before COVID, but now I definitely have it now
Well,
because
now my My
working from
advice,
home.
oh, I'm sorry to cut you, but no, my real advice is because if you're gonna take this, if you're gonna go to college and do all of that, make sure it's for something that you're really passionate about, that you really want to do, not because your parents want you to go to school or that's just the thing to do.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
because there's certain things you have to go to school for. Like, if you're really passionate about being a doctor or a nurse, or
Right.
you know, you want to be a lawyer or accountant or whatever the case may be, that's
Hmm.
okay. You need school for that. So yeah, go to school, do what you got to do to get that, because that's something that you're truly passionate about. If not, if you're just going to school just to go to school, I'll be like, don't waste your time and don't waste your money.
Yeah, I'm
It
not.
doesn't make sense.
Don't just do it because society tells you to do it, right?
Exactly. That's
So
my
do you
point.
think? So do you think for the majority of the population is going to college really worth it nowadays for most people outside of the people who want to be doctors and lawyers? I mean, and then
I don't think so.
I have to agree with you.
Me personally, I don't think so.
I'd have to
Cause
agree with
I don't know. It just because being six figures in debt, what it just doesn't make sense to me. But it's people that do that, take on that kind of debt, but you telling me you can't afford to pay for a course or some type of mentorship that's gonna get you multiple six figures of millions.
you. You know what? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Because think about it. Okay, if you're not gonna pay, either you have some type of education or some type of mentorship to shorten the learning curve.
Right.
Because all successful people have mentors. You're not telling me you're gonna do everything by yourself. Because if you do it like that, you're gonna make so many mistakes. It's gonna take you so much longer.
You're right.
When you want to do something, at least be around people who's been in the game for quite some time, and they can really direct you the right way and be like, "Yo, listen, don't do this, don't do
Mhm.
that, because I've done this, and this will happen." I mean, yeah, of course you're gonna make your mistakes. You have to go through the experience and make your mistakes, but it's not gonna be as many if you have a mentor right there with you.
I agree with you. Because the funny thing that you mentioned that because even most corporations, government agencies they're creating mentorship programs for people in their careers. So why and if in that environment, if they want people to have a mentor, then you would think people who want to be entrepreneurs they would jump at the opportunity to talk, at least pay to talk to a mentor because it's just worth it.
Exactly, because I look at it like this: a lot of people they ask the wrong question. They so much worried about how much something costs as opposed to looking at the value of it or what this could potentially make.
Yes.
Because I'm like, you never question how much school is, but you pay the tuition, right?
You're right.
Like, so why is it that when it comes to something like this, where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna teach you this and make sure you get this. You like, oh nah, I can't afford it. But it's not. You can't.
I mean, it's funny. If you've heard of Jay Morrison, right, in the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, right?
Yep.
The saddest thing that's going on right now is, I know you've heard of the crabs in the barrel mentality because that's what's happening to him right now.
Oh man, yeah. I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on right
Yeah,
now.
you know what I'm talking
They
about.
did,
It's
yeah,
gotten
they did a
ridiculous now.
2 days ago. They did the protest at the Black House and all of that. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm just like, are we? This is why we can't get ahead because
I mean, honestly, for me personally,
Mhm.
I can't speak because I don't know the situation.
Right, right, yeah. I don't.
Because everything we going off of, because I
Mhm.
heard Jay Morrison side and I heard Tony side. Maybe it was something in there that, because it's kind of like, you know how I compare it to?
What's
I
that?
compare it to like I compare it to like the streets where you make a certain deal with somebody, but you my man, right? We cool
Right,
like that. So a lot of times things are gonna be under the table and we're not gonna have written paperwork, but we know what it is.
right,
And maybe, some it went along the lines of that. Because if it was on paper, I could just file a lawsuit.
exactly, exactly.
but I can't because it's not on papers.
And I'm surprised it wasn't
So
on paper.
maybe that's, yeah, I don't know, but maybe he felt like, yo, man, that's my man, be cool like that, or whatever the case may be. But yeah,
It's gotten crazy. That's all I can say. Because now
because yeah,
it's all over
it's,
social media, and now it's
yeah,
all on.
it's out of control. That
Yeah.
kind of whole controversial situation is out of control.
I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, they doing the protest, but no, I mean his intentions with King J. He does give a lot of game. He does give, man, he gives a lot of valuable information. Like I know people personally
right.
that was that got in the mentorship and guidance from Jay and was
Hmm.
able to thrive and do big things
Absolutely.
and accumulate multiple six figures. So I'm not saying what he's doing doesn't work or whatever the case may be, because it does.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
You
mean,
know,
because I'm a member of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, he's called every
me
member
too.
contributed. Yeah. So you probably had a
Yeah, me
conversation.
too.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
he called to thank me for being a part of the fund, and to let me know about the
right.
opportunities that are out there. I've taken a matter of fact, I've paid for some of the training that they have, so
Right, but now they offering, they giving out capital. So like if you got a project going, they willing to give you the money
exactly.
to invest. They front you the
Exactly.
capital.
Exactly. I love that. So I hope the
Yeah,
momentum keeps going because, a person can take but so much nonsense before they can just be like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to doing what I was doing in real estate. And, I don't need this nonsense anymore. But what do
exactly.
it's just, I don't know what to say. Like I said,
Right,
the crab in the barrel mentality it's got to end somewhere because we're not going to get too far if it keeps going, But like you said, it was a
exactly.
thing, and I'm not going to speak on somebody's personal issues because I wasn't involved in it, but I just think it's kind of crazy. That's all I can say.
You're right.
know,
No, it's
any
just, huh?
any uh any farewell words and whatnot you want to say? Thanks. I appreciate you coming on again, man. Taking time out of your busy schedule, man.
Yes.
People know how to
So
contact your company and you and all that good stuff. And what's the
yeah.
future of your company and your organization?
All right. First up, before I do that, I definitely want to give it back to you, man, for all you've been doing, and definitely have me on here. It's definitely a pleasure. Definitely great, to be on here. I feel honored. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have to do that, but for the fact that you were reaching out to me to get me on this platform, it was just a wonderful experience. So I definitely want to give it to you there. I highly appreciate you. We
No,
definitely gonna do some things in the near future. Can't wait.
absolutely, definitely got to meet up, man. We got
Um,
200 people watching, man. So that's a good thing.
wow, I didn't even know that.
I just looked at the numbers. I was like, oh
Yeah,
man, thank God. So hey, maybe it's because your reputation precedes you, right?
right.
It's all good,
Nah,
man.
that's
But yeah,
dope, man. But yeah. So to find me, you guys can follow me on Instagram at financially_Fred. I'm gonna post it in the chat. I'm gonna
yeah,
put it in the
please do.
comment in the chat.
Yeah,
Financially_Fred, and Facebook. You can find me at Fred Cadet. But I'm gonna put it in the chat as well. Um, yeah, and also if you need to get your credit right, I do free consultations. You can definitely reach out to me. My numbers on the flyer, 347-666-1251. If you have some credit challenges, definitely reach out to me. Also, my brand just expanded. I'm also in the foreign exchange market. So if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to learn about the market and how it goes and make money from trading, definitely reach out to me. I'm definitely giving mentorship. Or if you want to make money being an affiliate with our program and helping others to get their credit restored, being a referral source, definitely reach out to me. I can definitely help with that as well.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm definitely posting your information up here on the screen. People know how to contact you and all that good stuff, man. Yeah, because we need more people out here like you, so you can make more people more financially successful, so they're not in the just over broke category by the time they get in their 60s, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And that's what we avoiding. I'm changing that narrative with everybody. I'm trying to put everybody on, man. Even
yes,
like
sir.
my peoples, who are in the streets and in illegal activities. I'm just trying to help them, legitimize their money and make them wash their money the right way, and just teach
Exactly.
them like, hey, listen, man, I have a platform where you can make just as much as you make in the streets, if not more, doing something legal, and you don't got to worry about people shooting you, trying to rob you, going to jail. You don't got to worry about having lawyer fees and none of that.
Exactly. Exactly. And they can make Uncle Sam the best friend instead of vice versa and what.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to show my people.
Please and please continue to do that because we need that message to resonate more and more because we know for the most part the mainstream isn't going to do that. So people like yourself, you need to be commended for that, man. So we definitely appreciate it, brother. You have a
Right.
great weekend, and we got to definitely do
You
this again.
too.
I'm planning on having like a financial professional panel like in the next month or two, man. So if you're interested, I will definitely hit you up and let me know if you'll be available for it,
Most
man.
definitely.
Definitely need.
I'll make myself available for you, Ken.
I appreciate
Definitely
that,
let me
King, man.
know.
All right, man. You keep making those money moves out there in good old New York, man, and we definitely going to connect eventually. All right.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Ken.
All right, brother. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, family. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm glad I had the pleasure of having Mr. Fred Cadet on this platform. We need to be reaching out to more and more financial platforms like this. So definitely do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all later. And always continuously make money moves. Take care, family.